know you're a trainer, and then that's kind of the extent of it. Unless they're your personal training clients, the average person doesn't get to know people's stories and kind of what motivates them. We talked about that a little bit earlier on, but let's get to know you a little bit. Start from kind of where you came up, where you grew up. When did you move out of this area?
All right, so for me, Serge, it's real simple. I'm going to kind of keep it that way for you guys in the audience. I grew up in poverty. I grew up in Knucklehead. Grew up in the inner cities of Phoenix, Arizona. I lived in Riverside, California, Indio, California, a lot of the poor parts of the places where I was at. I had a motivation and a drive to want to get out of those communities and those areas, so I started to do negative things to get out of it. Once I got my son, who's now 15 years old, so about 15 years ago or so, I started to realize that the true north was him. Drugs, violence, gangs, things of that nature didn't suit me anymore. I looked at Colorado, I looked at the consistency of jobs, employment, good people. I just chose this place to give myself a fresh start. Fitness is something I've been doing since I'm 28. Now that I'm 43 years old, it's quite a few years in fitness. Like I said in our previous interview, fitness chose me. But for you guys that don't know me, to get to know me, I'm just not a personal trainer. I'm well versed. I've been around the world doing some things that I'm not proud of, or nor do I want to elaborate on, only because I don't want to glorify ignorance.
Sure.
But what I will say is that ignorance is a culmination of who I became today, the man I become today, and that man that I am comes from the experiences I've learned going through those negative trials and tribulations. The reason I believe in God is a man like me is here today because of God's blessings, period. If you guys don't see that, if someone else doesn't see that, that's their own fault. I'm not atheist. I don't believe that I'm self-made. I believe that there's something in a higher power to give my all to commitment to because it believed in me. You can call it the universe, you can call it God, and that's what got me here. The long story short, we need positive role models in the world. When you're a kid, you're only looking at athletes, ball players, or these generic, large genre roles that only few find it, less than 2% make it. Then you find these guys that are doing all these other things just to survive. Now that I got my life out of survival mode, my real purpose is to give service to help other people. You may really want to believe that or not, I live it every day with how I train, how I live. It's transformation after transformation. It's not just because of asking them to eat their diet or to live right. It's connecting with people on a deeper level where they start to believe in you and they don't want to let you down. And that's how I feel about my transaction with them, is I don't want to let them down. In my history and my life story, man, I've let so many people down. Now I'm just living to make my mom proud.
That's awesome.
I want my son to be proud of wearing the last name Smith. And I want a wife to really want to be happy to make me her husband.
That's awesome. Now, when you have people that are struggling from that background, now you got the relatability. What's a good starting? Because obviously, even with training, we can say, yeah, I can give you a whole list of things to do, but you're not going to do them.
Right, exactly.
What's step one? So, what's a good step one you would give people that have a regrettable past and be like, they have the right goal now, they want to focus, they need some support, and what's some of the stuff you recommended to other people? Obviously, everybody has a different story, but give us an example of somebody that you say, hey, let's just start here.
Man, easy peasy. Listen, man, let's start here. Change your world. Change your world. Change your frames. So one of the reasons I alluded to Atomic Habits earlier, you must rewrite the system. You must change your habits. If you woke up every day smoking a cigarette, having a beer, and hanging out with knuckleheads, now you got to wake up every day drinking some water, taking a run, and staying away from the knuckleheads. You must reinvent your will, but don't reinvent the will. Meaning, where you went wrong, find your errors. Don't let yourself beat yourself up on the wasted time and years and errors that you made. Find what you did wrong, correct it, and try to put yourself around positive influences. People who live opposite of the way you used to live. The old saying is, if you do the same things over and over, you're going to get the same results. That saying is very true. You must change your approach. It's a pendulum switch. Change your approach to life, change the way you view life, and change the people in which you hang out with so you could appreciate life from a different aspect. If you're only looking at life at what you don't have, you're missing all that what you do have. If you're only looking at life and